Hello everyone, my name is Marty Caballero, Managing Editor at BevNET.com. I am here at Natural Products Expo East 2022 in Philadelphia, and I'm very happy to be joined by Brooks Addington, the CEO of TOST Beverages. Brooks, how you doing? It's nice to reconnect.
Great, Marty. Thanks for having us. Yeah, it's great to see you.
Absolutely. Well, we've known a little bit about TOST. Well, we've known TOST for a while, I should say. But explain to people watching a little bit, sort of what is the proposition of the product and sort of how you explain it to retailers and consumers.
Sure. No, thank you. Yeah, TOST is a non-alcoholic sparkling refresher made with all natural ingredients. It fits into that alcohol-free occasion beverage opportunity that people have. Obviously, very much a growing trend today. The proposition is more people are looking for meaningful and sophisticated beverages that happen to not have any alcohol in them, but they want for that occasion. And TOST fits very nicely into that sort of premium luxury, affordable luxury occasion type of beverage.
And you guys have two SKUs. And tell me a little bit about the taste profiles. We were talking, I think, off camera a little bit about sort of your approach and sort of going away from things that echo existing cocktails and sort of bringing something different to the table.
Yeah, so that's a great question. So we wanted to create beverages that had the attributes of an alcoholic beverage but not have any alcohol in them. So what was important to us was the mouthfeel, the nose, the finish. It wasn't so much about trying to taste like a Chardonnay or a mocktail or any beverage people know, but having our own profile of flavor, but having this experience. For us, it's the occasion, it's the experience that people are looking for. So we do have two SKUs. We have the original TOST, which is a white tea cranberry ginger, and then we have a rosé flavor we came out with about a year and a half ago, which is elderberry. A lot of the same similar ingredients, but as elderberry.
And the format itself kind of helps communicate a little bit of the occasion and the kind of ways it should be used as well, it sounds like.
Absolutely, yes. So we have a 750 milliliter bottle and then what we call a split or a 250 milliliter bottle. And the large bottle we've really seen, especially during the pandemic, great gifting product. A lot of corporations gifting, individuals gifting. If you're going to a party, you want to bring something special, but you don't necessarily want to bring any alcohol, what are your options? And TOST fits very nicely in that. So, what we're very proud about the beverage is that it is approachable really at any time. The occasion is up to the consumer. So that might be on a Tuesday night watching Netflix, that might be at a 5-star restaurant, that might be at a wedding. But when the occasion is that someone wants something more, we're there. So the 4-pack smaller bottles are great for that individual pour, and then the larger bottles, obviously, a great sort of party item to bring along, bring as a gift, have in your own house, whatever you may be. They're both twist tops, so you don't have to knock it all down at once if you want to save it for the next day.
And you mentioned the pandemic, obviously a big change in the whole world, really, but consumer behavior, I wonder how that's changed before and after, because you guys were kind of a little bit ahead of the curve when it came to alcohol moderation and giving people another option, and we've just seen that continue to grow in the meantime. Have you seen your consumer audience change along with that?
Yes, so, pre-pandemic, if I go back even further, and I go, say, back to 2017, and it was still sort of the Mad Men era a little bit, where people would say, well, why would I drink anything that has any alcohol in it? I'm a Scotch guy or whatever it might be. And now we're seeing much more, 80% of purchases in non-alc, the adult non-alc beverages, are made by people that drink alcohol. So people are looking for that moderation. Now, you hear the stories about March 2020, April 2020, everyone's at home, they're drinking a lot, and then they were saying, wow, I don't really want to do this as much, I need to pare back. That was a part of it, but I think there's this natural progression of people being more mindful about their social and emotional and physical health, that they're looking for options. So they might not want to always have a cocktail. They might want to have a day off or a week off or a month off, or they've had a couple cocktails and they want to slow down a little bit. That's what we're seeing. I think a lot of the people in the non-alc industry are seeing the same thing. Obviously, there's a proliferation of brands and a new proliferation of categories. So it's not just, this is non-alc. Now you've got beer, you've got spirits, you've got mocktails, you've got sparkling, you've got wines, you've got all these different, different categories, which is really exciting. I think speaks a lot towards where the category is going.
Well, along with that, I wonder about the diversification of your distribution channels and sort of where people can find you. Grocery stores, I imagine, still a good place, but we're seeing now sort of the rise of non-alc specialty retailers. We're focusing on that segment. Tell us a little bit about where you guys have been growing.
So, we really started in that natural food space. That was what really brought us out here in New England, early on. We've seen a lot of growth. During the pandemic, pre-pandemic, we had early growth on premise. Obviously, the pandemic happened, and we weren't trying to knock on doors of restaurants. It was a difficult time. So, we saw growth in DTC. Now we're seeing that back to store. Yes, you have these new stores are really all over the country. Great stores that are opening up in New York and other cities. They're not out. We do very well in there, but we're also in liquor stores. Like BevMo in California, for example, is a great customer of ours. Conventional retail, gift companies. There's really a lot of different places. So liquor stores, on-prem, off-prem, really the mix. Again, for us, it's about having our product being accessible to the consumer at that moment. So perhaps the buyer who's going in to buy alcohol, well, they're not looking for non-alc, but they know that, well, Marty's not drinking, I better get something. So there's that kind of sale. Where in a non-alc store, obviously they're there to explore and see the new non-alc beverages that are out there.
At the same time, you mentioned there's a lot more products in this mix. Have you guys found this space to become more competitive, or has that influenced the way at all you guys are thinking about just, product innovation and growing the brand?
I mean, it's, more the merrier. It's a statement, I know you hear this a lot, but it's a statement of the validity of the space, and that excites us. So a lot of innovation happening, certainly a lot more competition, but all tides rise together really in this category. And so there's a formation of the Adult Non-Alcoholic Beverage Association, of which TOST is a founding member. Really close, tight-knit group of people that are honestly working together to advance this whole category. So, yeah, I mean, I think there's going to be more that are going to be coming down the pipe for sure, because this is a category that's here to stay.
And in terms of educating consumers and just bringing them closer to the brand, I know you guys have done several different kind of collaborations and partnerships with other beverages and food brands. How does that sort of help? How do you guys approach that in terms of a strategy, and how does that help build the brand?
Well, it's being heard in this world is tough, as we all know. And so how do we get our name out there? Yes, one way is for us to do collaborations with different brands that we feel are I say like-minded, but that fit well with what we're doing. And so that could be anything from a makeup company to a snack brand. They have the same values, the same sort of premium aspect to them. It's a great way to get your brand out there. There are other products out there that are, cross-pollinating with other brands and making specialized beverages or snacks based around another brand. That's super cool, and we'd like to explore that moving forward. We've been talking about that recently, but again, I think the consumer's always looking for something that's new, that's interesting, and you line yourself with great brands and great partners, you're all going to rise together on that front. So that's definitely a part of our strategy, is to find good partners to collaborate with.
And you guys have also done some pretty interesting growth internationally as of late, getting into various different markets. Tell us a little bit about that experience, and are there any sort of learnings from that can be applied to sort of introducing U.S. consumers to this concept, or just growing the market here?
Sure. So we're in 12 countries. We do very well in Iceland and Finland. We do great in Korea. We're down in Australia or Canada. We just opened up 4 countries in Africa. So really a truly global brand. And I think for us it's been, and what we're excited about is the TOST brand is resonating with people. I mean, we're in 40 states in the United States. We do great in Bangor, Maine, and we do great in San Diego. It's nice to be in a very diverse, diverse parts of the country and around the globe. I think it speaks a lot towards the accessibility of the brand. It resonates between generations, and it resonates, between backgrounds and what have you. So, I think inclusivity is very much one of our main pillars, and accessibility and being international and then being in 40 states here checks both of those boxes, if that makes sense.
And when we talk about accessibility, we mentioned the kind of the larger bottles and the smaller bottles. It sounds like there's another format that's coming down the way that will sort of help with that.
Yeah, exactly. So we're working on cans. We're hoping to have something Q1, some tests here at the end of the year. But again, we want to be accessible. People don't want glass on a beach. They don't want it on their boat. There's certain restaurants that might not want it. Event halls. There's a lot of use cases for us to be in a small can format. So we're moving in that direction. It'll also allow us to be creative in some flavors and try some things out on a more affordable, easy way to get it out to market. So we're excited about that being a part of our growth, both from the accessibility of our existing products, but also for us to create some new and interesting flavors that could be a lot of fun. So we have a lot going on. We're excited about it.
Finally, I wanted to ask, you've been in this space, as I mentioned, sort of before this trend really took off, and really been exploring a lot in it. I wonder if you have any advice or insight as to where this consumer is going, and how sort of these new products that are getting on the market, sort of what is the most important thing for them to understand about this type of consumer?
Well, for us, the interest that we're getting is from millennials, from Z, from boomers, from X, really across the board. And it's about the occasion. And that's really been our focus. It's about the occasion. Now, someone who's in their 20s might have a different occasion use for toast than someone in their 60s. Might be because it doesn't jive with their medicine at 65, or in the 20s they might be, imbibing in something else, or they're taking more breaks or more mindful about their drinking. So I think you want to be open to everybody. First off, embrace the grind. The beverage industry is no different from any other industry. It's a grind. You have to go out there and get yourself out there, get your name out there, go see the stores, go see the buyers, go to the shows and all of that. But be open to all those markets, because everyone's looking for that occasion. The people are all drinking less for different reasons. Understand that and embrace that, and see how you can fit into each one of those age groups.
That's great advice. Brooks Addington, CEO of Toast Beverages, thank you so much for joining us today. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Marty, great to see you as always. Thanks so much.